Perhaps you could play something that speaks to that faithfulness, that commitment.
The theme of the whole piece is loyalty to the master.
Wonderful.
The second episode, titled Loyalty to the Master, spoiler alert, followed the aftermath of Frankie sacrificing himself to save his brother Winston and wife Yen from twin assassins. And seriously, one of them looks like Lord Farquaad. We find the duo's return to Frankie's old team of shadow mercenaries with a cache full of modified weapons. The real-life Call of Duty armory. The team is getting their loadout with all the perks. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to be notified for everything in the world of John Wick and the Continental. But what is the best approach to take on the High Table? It's to beat them at their own game.
How? Turn his rules and consequences against him. A way out.
From the starting of Frankie's life of crime, it starts with a flame. It is fitting with his death to have his body burn, ending his ties with Cormac. Meanwhile, Winston plans to avenge the death of his brother and begins to gather a team to attack the Continental and overthrow it. First, Lou and Miles, gunrunners and owners of a karate dojo, and Frankie's old Vietnam War pals. Then a quirky sharpshooter, Jenkins, who knows the Continental inside and out. Winston seeks an alliance with Mays from the Bowry, an obvious predecessor of Lawrence Fishburne's Bowry King, who opposes the rule of the High Table. The Bowry having a vast network of homeless spies and operatives, as well as supplies and weapons, aiding John for his quest for vengeance, as Mays is to Winston. His entrance is reminiscent of Chapter 2, where John had every assassin after him.
And you must be the son of a bitch everyone's looking for.
And just like in John Wick, the Adjudicator narrows in on Cormac, and she's not too pleased to hear that he has been bested by Frankie. We see in the premiere she tortures and eliminates Frankie's heist partner. Well, it turned out he was working under the High Table, so the High Table are not about killing their own. To set an example, the failure is not an option, and everyone pledges fealty and loyalty to the master. Though this is Winston's story, his loyalty to his brother, the biggest clue for his loyalty to John. The Adjudicator visits the Continental and confronting the unnerving Cormac. There will be consequences, and consequences always begin at the Continental, as we saw in Chapter 4. Cormac has 3 days to find the missing coin press until Melina issues a fatality by revealing what's hidden under the mask. Now, Yen is similar to Halle Berry's Sophia. She can kick some ass. Her backstory is that she's not able to give birth to a son. She's sentenced to sacrifice her life for her husband's enemies. Bang bang, my baby shot me down. This is where she meets Frankie. Now, Cormac feels the pressure and before Judgment Day, prays in the church, just as John and Cain did in Chapter 4, the calm before the storm. However, if Cormac fails, he's taking his whole team down with him. So the loyalty to the master, where does it lie? There is a conflict within Charon to where his loyalty lies, as he deserves better to work for a mad tyrant and feels fondness for his friends and loved ones by writing a letter to his father. His father responds, causing more strings to pull on Charon's loyalty, but to which master? Detective KD has been tailing a suspect in an arms deal. Unsurprisingly, the suspect retreats to the criminal's safety within the confines of the Continental, just as John did from the many assassins after his bounty.
There will be no business conducted on the Continental grounds.
Now Katie is sleeping with the boss and interrupts the family night at Mayhew's, her boss, to allow her to continue with her investigation and pursue Frankie's lead. As you can imagine, affairs are messy.
Why don't you come in and play?
Yeah, you know what? I would love to.
Causing Mayhem to do some investing on himself in Katie's apartment and find something golden. Winston and the gang effectively save Charon with a choice that he has won. And here begins the start of the long and strong relationship between Winston and Charon we see from the John Wick series, where Thomas, Cormac's cellist, informs Cormac of Charon's allegiance, that he would never leave him.
Insisting his future lies here, with you. Nowhere else.
But the Mad King didn't like the Thomas' choice of music, more so that he suggested a choice of Charon. Cormac gets teed off and brains Thomas with a golf club. Gotta say, Gibson is fantastic in playing an a-hole. He must have had a lot of practice.
Because you couldn't stay out of my business!
Killing in the Continental, that's a big no-no.
What have you done?
You broke the high table rules. Now the Adjudicator is on the hunt. Charon returns after his conversation with Winston. The question still remains, which side is he on?
Whose side are you on?
He uncovers Thomas's bloody corpse near his smashed cello. Cormac enters and justifies the killing of Thomas due to his disloyalty. Really? He blatantly lies to Charon, but he's still loyal.
Loyalty.
Exploiting the plans of Winston to Cormac as they will try to storm the castle and slaughter the king.
Kingslayer!
And to make things more difficult, replacing the dead cellist, the next musician, Charon's father. Things may get complicated, but Charon is smarter than that, surely. As from John Wick 3, a smirk of acknowledgement, to Winston as he shoots John off the Continental Hotel.
Well played, sir.
His loyalty to Winston, that he understands the plan to act like you serve the throne, but a bigger plan to overthrow it, so a bigger plan to overthrow Cormac. Remember, the coin press is still missing, and it's a Scooby-Doo hunt for the artifact before the high table has everyone on the chopping block. The importance of this artifact is yet to be realized, having a control of the underworld network of currency and business, and so far, we have not seen a blood oath marker. In the finale episode, will Winston recruit a member in debt to Frankie through an old marker, or will the group known as the Nile return, making it a three-legged race to who can find the hidden coin press? Watch out for episode 3, which I will be doing a full breakdown on to find what Charon's true agenda is. Winston states,
You said there were two types of people in the Continental, right?
Evil and brainwashed.
I think we can already establish which one is which.
You take my breath away.
Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to check out my other videos on the channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe.